1959. 9 experienced young hikers entered a frozen mountain, and something forced them to flee to their deaths, leaving behind questions that have endured for more than 6 decades. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In January of 1959, a group of young students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set out to face one of the most demanding mountaineering routes in the Soviet Union. They were not amateur adventurers. They were experienced hikers, trained for extreme winter expeditions, accustomed to severe temperatures, powerful winds, and long days of isolation in the wilderness. The group was led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, a respected and disciplined mountaineer, known for his technical skill and leadership. Alongside him were 8 other members, each with experience on difficult and unforgiving trails. The goal was clear: to complete a grueling journey of nearly 190 miles under extreme conditions in order to earn a Level 3 certification, the highest mountaineering rank of that era. At the start, the group consisted of 10 people, but just days into the journey, one member was forced to turn back due to health issues. That simple decision would save his life. The group set off by train, crossing industrial cities of the Soviet Union until they reached the remote region of Ivdel in the northern Ural Mountains. From that point on, any trace of civilization vanished. They continued by truck to the last inhabited settlement. After that, there were only skis, heavy backpacks, and the silence of the wilderness. During the first days, everything seemed normal. The group's diaries reveal good spirits, jokes, songs, and optimistic notes. Photographs capture smiles, camaraderie, and confidence. Nothing suggested that this journey would end in tragedy. February 1st, 1959. The group faced increasingly severe weather conditions. Strong winds, poor visibility, and extremely low temperatures made navigation difficult. At some point that day, they drifted off their planned route and began ascending the slope of a mountain known as Kholat Syakhl. The name, given by the indigenous Mansi people, can be translated as Mountain of the Dead, a detail that would only gain significance after what followed. Instead of descending into the forest, where they would have been more sheltered from the wind, the group chose to set up camp on the exposed mountainside. That decision remains widely debated to this day. Some believe it was a critical mistake. Others argue it was a technical choice, made to avoid losing altitude and to maintain the pace of the expedition. Either way, that would be their final night alive. The group was expected to return by mid-February. When the deadline passed, no one panicked at first. Delays were common on expeditions like this, but the days kept passing. Families began pressing the authorities. Fellow students from the institute insisted that something was wrong. It wasn't until February 20th that search teams were finally assembled, made up of volunteers, students, and later, military personnel. 6 days later, on February 26th, something was finally found. The tent. The group's tent was partially buried in snow, still anchored to the mountainside. At first glance, it appeared abandoned, but as investigators moved closer, they noticed something deeply unsettling. The tent had been torn in several places, and the cuts showed clear signs of being made from the inside out. Inside, they found clothing, boots, equipment, food, nearly everything they would have needed to survive the extreme cold. There was only one possible conclusion. They left in a hurry, without getting dressed, in temperatures that could drop to nearly -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Outside the tent, something even more unsettling was discovered. Footprints. They led calmly down the slope, toward the forest. There were no signs of a struggle, no marks of frantic running, no footprints belonging to anyone else. It appeared that the group had left the camp deliberately, but under extreme urgency. Following the footprints, the search teams reached the edge of the forest. There, beneath a large tree, they found the first two bodies. They were barefoot, or wearing only light clothing, completely inadequate for the cold. Nearby, there were the remains of a small campfire. Everything suggested they had tried to stay warm, and failed. Between the forest and the tent, 3 more bodies were found, scattered across the slope. Their positions suggested something very specific. They were heading back, trying to return to the camp, but they never made it. The remaining 4 members would only be found weeks later, when the snow began to melt. They were discovered in a deep ravine, buried under several meters of snow. What investigators found next left them deeply puzzled. The bodies showed extremely severe internal injuries, massive fractures to the skull and chest. Some medical experts compared the force of the impact to that of a car crash. And yet, there were no corresponding external signs, no open fractures, no clear evidence of a violent fall. It was as if something invisible had caused those injuries. Other factors made the case even more difficult to explain. Some pieces of clothing showed elevated levels of radiation. One of the bodies was missing its tongue, something that could have been caused by natural decomposition, but was never fully confirmed. Residents from the area reported seeing strange lights in the sky around the same time as the incident. None of this pointed to a clear explanation. The official conclusion of the investigation. The Soviet investigation was closed just a few months later. The cause of death was recorded in vague terms, stating that the group had succumbed to an irresistible natural force. No detailed explanation was ever provided. The case was officially closed. As the years went by, new documents came to light. Theories emerged: avalanches, military tests, infrasound, rare natural phenomena. In 2019, a new official investigation concluded that a small avalanche could explain what happened. But for many experts, that explanation still leaves important questions unanswered. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass remains one of the most enigmatic cases in modern history. Perhaps this is a mystery that will never be fully solved. The clues exist. The theories do too. But the truth about what really happened there may have been lost to time and to the silence of the mountain.
If you enjoyed this case, leave a like and share it with someone who's also interested in real mysteries. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to follow the next episodes, and consider becoming a channel member for access to exclusive content and deeper insights. And if you'd like to see more photos, documents, and dive even deeper into this case, the full PDF is available through the link in the description. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next dive into the abyss of crime.